Hello and welcome back, people. I'm just getting set up for the moment. Hold on. Okay. So we're getting set up here. Okay. So now we're dipping into what we're looking at. Okay. 2 minutes in. We had some technical malfunctions in our previous stream, and we're going to pick back up where we left off on our YouTube search journey for Rosé Wine. Okay, so we started off in our first pregame episode searching Rosé, Rosé Wine, and Rose Wine. And this is the worldwide for the past 7 days. Search interest. Let's refresh this. Again, this is for the past 7 days. We could do cocktails with rose wine. But what we realized was that people are not searching for rosé itself. Or at least when they are searching for that, it's primarily taken up by music. So we're going to start with searching for rose wine and rosé wine. These were some search journeys from searching different regions and clicking into some of the search terms that were highlighted for those regions. Okay, so let's begin. Rosé wine. Oh, I'm in the search term. Can include this in the. Well, we'll add that to the search journey later on. Okay, so what are we doing when we search rosé wine? Let's go back to the shorts and choose this month. Under 4 minutes. Most popular. So let's scroll back to the bottom. This is powerline.io. Fail. Okay, so we're dipping through our different scenes that we have. Is there a Sankre? What does this mean? Can we watch this? No, we can't watch it. I meant if is it on autoplay. So this is scene 3. This is scene 5. This is scene 6. And then this is scene 6B. So I guess this was Twitch audio for the vertical bass. Okay. That was when I do React content. Okay, so searching. We're checking out Rosé Wine. Rosé Wine Box Estate. What is this? Can we pre-start these videos?
For 3 bottles of tacky rosé so just a cool $90 for 3 bottles of tacky rosé that no doubt tastes like rubbish and have nothing to do with Meghan Markle.
Meghan Markle criticized for expensive new rosé wine launched on Princess Diana's birthday.
Duchess thought it was appropriate to launch her Napa Valley rosé on the day of Princess Diana's birthday.
Okay, birthday, not death. But either way, controversy. Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is what's showing up for Rosé Wine. Oh, wow. Oh, here we go. Oh, nah. But, oh, here we go.
This strawberry rosé is the perfect combination of rosé wine and strawberries. The drink can be mixed in under a minute in the Monzi, and I guarantee that all your friends will be asking you for the recipe. Save it now and definitely try it out.
Okay. Not bad. I can add that to Rosé Wine. Rosé Wine, Frozen Rosé, Tri-State Liquors.
Hi guys, welcome back to another drink recipe video.
This is a drink recipe video. So we're starting off hot heavy with the drink recipe videos. Scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. The controversy. Scrolling, scrolling. Here, can I make a...
7 days have passed and the airlock activity has dropped a lot. But has it finished? Well, the best way to find out is to check the gravity using a hydrometer. Sterilised, of course. It's a bit hard to see, but that reading is 1.000. It's dry. It's done. But wait, there's still some bubbles coming through the airlock. And I know there will be a lot of gas in the form of carbon dioxide escaping, but the best thing to do is to actually leave the brew a bit longer, just to see if it's really finished. Let's give it a few more days, and if it's still reading 1.000, then yes, it's done. 14 days have now passed, so it's time to take a gravity reading just to make sure that it's finished. And guess what? The gravity has dropped more. The hydrometer reading is now at 0.990. That's very dry, and I'm saying it's done. Now we can roughly work out how strong this wine is going to be. The next bit is...
Okay, this was really nice. Making rosé wine at home. Okay, Meghan Markle again. Does rosé go with barbecue?
Guys, I don't know about you, but I love a good rosé wine on any occasion, especially a rosé from the Sarah Catarinans.
That was auto-dubbed, by the way. Rosé wine trail mix with chocolate and pecans.
One of my favorite jobs here at Hill Country Chocolate is helping to come up with new products.
Okay, fried chicken and sparkling rosé pairing.
Number 4, fried chicken and sparkling rosé. Crispy, juicy fried chicken is already a masterpiece on its own, but when you add a glass of sparkling rosé, game over. The bright red fruit notes of the wine, being strawberries and raspberries, bring a little sweetness to balance the savory crunch of the chicken. Meanwhile, the bubbles act as a palate cleanser, cutting through the richness of the fried coating. Whether it's a bucket of KFC or your grandma's...
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's the power of rosé, baby.
Grandma's secret recipe, this pairing makes fried chicken feel like a 5-star meal.
Okay, we're gonna add that too. So I guess in terms of search journeys, we like to start with on-the-ground reporting first, and then we scale up to the heavy hitters. Similarly to scrolling by date, by most popular, scrolling all the way to the bottom and working your way up. Sit back and relax. Peach Frosé, electric versus manual wine opener. Okay. Why not? Can I make a nice homemade rosé?
So the question is, can I really make a lovely, tasty glass of then leave it to cool? I poured the fruit juice through a sieve to reduce the amount of bits, and then...
It seemed the second video got more watch time than the first. Nice. Meghan Markle again. Scrolling. This was from a month ago, by the way. Within the last month.
Hello, I just want to say a few words about these delicious rosés that we have on offer at the moment. So
they're selling some wines. Okay, not bad. Let's check to see if that Transform was the best one. Yeah, this seems to be the better Transform. Does it look like I'm looking at the screen now? Question mark. Scrolling. Okay, we're checking out Rosé Wine. Under 4 minutes, the video. This published this month and sorted by most popular. Actually, is it really sorted by most popular? View count video this month. View count. That's weird. Because it was a little bit off. Either way. Scrolling. Wait.
This is totally worth $4. This Italian rosé. Delicious. Crisp. A little fruit forward. Lovely. This is
the weirdness, if you like, or the idiosyncrasy of the top level wine. Also about half the price. So what do you get? You get this much darker wine that is kind of fashionable.
Interesting. Okay, so we're scrolling through still, and we're getting wine reviews right now. We're getting a lot of wine reviews. Makes me want to include some of this. In the office, drinking some California brand rosé wine.
jailweb.com.
What? In the wine. Why provenance?
There's a few key reasons Provence is so ideally suited to making rosé wine. Firstly, the climate with more than 300 days.
Okay, interesting. A little bit of a short on rosé. Best rosé. This one talking about the climate.
Provence is so ideally suited to making rosé wine. Firstly, the climate with more than 300 days of sunshine each year, which was one of the reasons I chose to live there after living in Dubai for so long, where the sun shines every single day. I couldn't face living somewhere where it was cloudy. So we have more than 300 days of sun each year, and nearly 2,900 hours of sunshine over the course of the year. The consistent warmth helps grapes ripen fully and evenly. Then there's the mistral wind that comes through the Var, a strong, dry wind that comes down from the Rhone Valley. It helps keep the vines healthy by reducing humidity and disease.
Okay.
Love rosé, but find that some pink wines are just a little too sweet for you? Let me introduce you to her drier, fresher, and more elegant cousin, Rosé d'Anjou from France. This is Plessis Duval Rosé d'Anjou. It is light, crisp, and refreshing, with notes of strawberry.
Okay. I like that. Send that in the journey. Okay, so next after this, we're going to go to sort by most popular.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers, everyone.
In the spirit of every undercover jet setter needs to find some reason to celebrate, we have found one because today is National Rosé Day.
So you've got to go out and get yourself a glass of rosé. We love rosé.
Now, you should explain to it because you're the expert in it. This is like a white Zinfandel, right?
No.
Nice. That's not bad. We might skip over it though. Continuing. I think I'm getting tired of the shorts. I think we spotted the shorts for everything that we can get a good sense of this search
Rosé
journey.
Day is observed on the second Saturday in June. This is an annual celebration dedicated to appreciating.
Okay, I'll add it for the Rosé Day. Scrolling now, we're gonna do a quick scroll.
Alright, so we got tonight.
What you got?
This evening we have 19 Crimes, Cali Rosé. It's a fine red wine by Snoop Dogg.
Oh, man.
And
Rosé?
Okay. I just stopped it because I thought about copyright for the time. Pretty in Pink Rosé Wine, La Deux Macaroons. Jon Stewart critiques Meghan Markle's new as ever rose wine. Scrolling. 11 days ago, 4 days ago. These are the no views section. Wow. A lot of the cloudy, AI generated. Okay, art of wine pairing, time for wine, with a nice little scenic route. Okay, I'm getting tired of this. Okay, we finished that, so let's move on to something more interesting. Okay, we're searching this month. Let's go from under 4 minutes to 4 to 20 minutes, and let's choose upload date. 4 to 20 upload date. Okay, so this is from oldest to newest. Okay, scrolling, Rosé audio, scrolling, Rose, blush versus Rose. Scrolling. Wow, we're getting a lot of Meghan Markle coverage related to Rosé. This is interesting for our search journey. I wonder if I have to tighten up the term. Or maybe I just shouldn't have spaced it out for the last month. Yeah, we can't do the last month. Wow, that's a bit wild. Now this is for Rosé wine. Let's choose rose wine. Under 20 minutes. This month. Oh no, 4 to 20 minutes. Upload date, view count. Let's do upload date again. Okay, so not a lot for rose wine. Destroyed as expected. The tea, Crimea River. Wow. As we're scrolling. Interesting. Yeah, we're not getting anything here. So here, let's change this to this year. Actually, let's go all time, because it seemed like it's so niche that it's not giving anything. Okay, this year, no, all time video. 4 minutes to 20 minutes upload date. Let's go by view count. Okay. Life of Roses. Rose is a treasure. Super easy. Master drinks from Rose Wines from Cellar Truck.
And the sun is shining, the weather is sweet, which $35 US, and this is 8 degrees Celsius straight. The Cellar Tracker score.
How to make rose wine at home.
How are you friends? I have prepared this rose wine. It is a very wonderful wine. Friends, do try this wine and watch the video till the
Rose wine time lapse. So we're not going to add that. The many hues of rose wine folly. So to what extent did we add all the things that we're going to add? Let's exit this out. This one was, what was this one? This was 4 to 20 minutes view count. Let's do upload date and then over 20 minutes for this one. Upload date over 20 minutes. And let's check this out. Scroll to the bottom and then we can actually take another trip back to going through the trends for who seems like, what was it, over the past 7 days? Luxembourg was trending, but I want to see France. What was France up to? Rose Kylie Mignon, Vin de Sauviet, Vin Rose and Anglesia is Whispering Angel Rose. Okay. A little bit of a search term journey there. Here, let's choose past 90 days. Oh, fall off. Fall off supremely. Whispering Angel Rose. We're going to refresh the page just so we can get the page buffer back so we can preview the videos. Okay, so we're gonna have to click into the videos. So where are we at with Rosé Wine? I think rose wine was an interesting one in terms of the search term. Remember, rosé is the search term that gets the most traffic. Here, let's do US. Yeah, it's trending up. Past 90 days. Past 30 days. Interesting. Past 7 days. Okay. Seems pretty normal with a little bit of a spike. So, interest for rosé: Wyoming, Alaska, West Virginia, North Dakota, South Dakota. Summer in a bottle rosé near me. Ah, summer in a bottle is trending. Gaslighter rosé, Trines rosé, the Palm Whispering Angel Rosé, and then Korean characters, Hangul. Rosé wine. What is rosé wine? Best rosé wine. What is rosé? Love You Bunches rosé wine. Cocktails with rosé wine. Calories in rosé wine bottle. 750 milliliters. I think I like the related search terms for red, rosé wine, but rose wine is interesting. Calories in a rose wine bottle. Grapefruit rose wine. What does rose wine taste like? We might jump into that as a search term next. Summertime. So here's what we're going to use this for. Next, we're going to probably search what is rosé wine, best rosé wine, and what is rosé. But so far, we're scrolling. And this is, let's go back to figure out which ones these were. This was over 20 minutes by upload date. And this one is 4 to 20 minutes by view count. Okay, so if it's by view count, then let's scroll to the bottom first. And then let's scroll up. Okay, so we're starting this at, okay, let's see how deep we can go into the past. If you're enjoying this search journey, don't forget to add this video to a playlist, to like it, and to add it to a playlist. Okay, so we're starting with 300 videos. Here we go.
I'm Sharika. And I'm Shanika. And this is Which Wine, Sis? So today we have this lovely bottle of wine on the table here.
Sold.
I don't taste any strawberries. You want to try it again? Okay. See why people like this. Because I'm a fan. Maybe it's just this rosé. Maybe. But I don't like it. I put straight to the point.
We got thumbs down.
Done this review. If you have tried this lovely bottle of wine, leave your comments below. Also, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. Bottle of rosé should be chilled, of course. Yes. But it's a wine for drinking outdoors on a sizzling hot day. What? I know, in summer just love.
Okay, nice. We're adding that video to it. Okay, where are we at next? Total Value Rose, House of Rosé.
Tucked away on Garnet Road lies a winery called House of Rose. Welcome to House of Rose Winery. Actually delicious. Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, so we got a winery, a visit to a winery. Not bad. Okay, let's see what we see. Canvat wine tasting, Sweet Rose wine, Dominica Dash.
I feel it. I feel the burn. I didn't keep my word.
Decoy Rose, Sips and Sizzle. Why you need to try Whispering Age, Wine Rose. Rose Wine. Scrolling, looking for something that catches my eye. A title, maybe a thumbnail. We're looking at what is rose wine. We're thinking rose wine. What captures the essence of this thing in terms of the YouTube hypergraph? Is it simply a review? Is it simply what's going on in the review space?
Love champagne. I love bubbles. It just makes you feel like you're celebrating for no reason. This is the wine here. So if you see, it's an orange color. See, this is like a bright sienna hue, like a sienna or a burnt orange kind of color. I think it's gorgeous. Because it's orange, I know that the grape is a red grape, and because it's from Burgundy, I know that 9 times out of 10, the grape that made this wine was Pinot Noir. Like I said, the main grape that you're going to find in Burgundy and that you're going to find in this wine is Pinot Noir. That's for reds. For whites, it's going to be Chardonnay. And I don't really see the wine and see.
Okay, scrolling still.
Hey everybody, how you doing?
Oh.
I am the Weed Man.
Okay.
Welcome to my channel if you're brand new.
Yo, this is what Rosé brings.
Cleo Rose and wine. I'll have that tonight.
Okay, so it's novel. It's sometimes you throw in this novel, unique content. You kind of get a chance to mix it up. Okay, so we get a Zinfandel Rose Wine, brewing Ganoche. Okay, testing Kylie Mig Rose Wine. This is interesting because this has been coming up. Kylie Minogue Rosé.
And the fact that it's that colour means nothing really on this before. A little bit of strawberry maybe. You get strawberry? What do you think?
Yeah, there's a little bit of berry. Couldn't tell if it's strawberry. Could be a Loganberry.
A Loganberry? What? Loganberry?
Remember Logan's Run?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, that's why he had too many berries.
He was on the run.
We're gonna add this.
Yeah, I do remember that. I did expect a little bit more flavour rosé, but I think maybe the ambience did.
Like, honestly, do you see this?
Yeah.
Like, that's a...
Costco blind tasting cheap wine. That's the essence of YouTube. Bingo, we found it. Okay, we're cooking. We're starting to cook now. Going on our hypergraph search journey. Where are we at? 34 minutes in. We minus 45, so we're gonna do about 90 minutes to 2 hours.
Wine roots of Limassol in Cyprus. Right now, we're exploring a nature trail, and we have decided to stop for a picnic.
Okay.
I love to have it with a spritz of lemon.
Wine scribble. We're using Fibonacci retracements here. We usually start a video, if not at the beginning, at about halfway through to 80% through to 15% through. Or 25% through, 75% through, 50% through. This is interesting though. It's like a... Let's see what type of comments. I love the Cypress. Thanks for watching. Love Rose. Okay, let's keep on going. The World of Wine. Post Malone launches a rosé. Rosé Mansion. How to make rosé. Sparkling rosé, homebrew wine.
Well, welcome to another Raggy's Beers, Wines and Spirits home.
Okay, I like this. I like the homemade versions. 19 Crime Wine Review, Snoop Dogg's Red Wine Blend. The Snack Sensei.
Snack Sensei, welcome back. You might be wondering why I got these chalices on a silver tray. It's because today is a motherfucking gangster party. We're gonna be trying 19 crimes by the big homie Uncle Snoop. He hit us with 2 wines. One's a Cali Red, which is like a blend of red wines, and then the other one, oh look at there, it's a twist off. You don't even need this thing.
Okay, so this is interesting because it's classic content, but it's also internet content. We try not to do sponsored wines too much, just to let it not get crazy, but this seems like it's just the type of YouTube content that we're after. Plus for the music.
So I started with the sparkling Chloe, and now I'm going to the sparkling Cuvée. So the sparkling Cuvée is supposed to be a little bit heavier. So let's try this out. Clearly some aromas of peach, raspberry, very refreshing again. I see little beautiful bubbles. It's a little bit more pink than the last one we tried.
Okay, we're gonna keep on going. Oh, some more wine reviews from Snoop.
Any like sommelier, however you say that word, is watching us like. Stop.
Can't. Okay, chill.
It was just an example that I overdid it. Okay, this.
No, I have more than you.
That's okay. You like 3. First for you. Ooh, it's going second for me. All right.
Rhodes.
Now the final, the finale.
Using a snowball microphone right now.
Red blood, right? In similar stories, please visit 19crimeswine.com. All right, 100%. So,
okay, so we're gonna
This is
add this for the clout of YouTube, but we're not adding any more Snoop Dogg wine reviews. I mean, unless it comes up. Okay, so let's scroll a little bit faster. Dan tastes English wine, Sarah and Rose, chicken in a blinder, Rosé, New York tips, Rose Mansion, Rose, Kylie Minogue. Wait. Here we go. Wait, no, we have another Cali wine review, Real Spill.
Yeah, as you can see, I enjoy this wine. You know, she's more on the classier side, so she's gonna sip. That ending for it tastes good though.
It's good though.
That's our rating for the Earl Stevens California Sweet Red. Put that on camera. I'll still take this one. Yeah, that one will be yours. I'll swirl this one around.
Because this is light and airy and like it's just soft. Like I don't know.
Also, when you going on dates, you want something hard.
No. I mean maybe. But yeah, to be honest, yes. This one is light, but I also don't buy a lot of rosé. That's why I said I would buy it for myself, but I would take it too and let other people
ask questions, fellas.
It's just I'm not a big rosé. I prefer
That's fair.
Okay, so we're continuing to scroll through this. The Real Spill from 14 years ago. I like this though. We're getting some rose wine journeys. We're checking and we're keeping going and we're moving and we're searching and we're scrolling. Oh, here we go. Top 10 myths about rose wine.
I guess so, and sit around and have some rosé. Wines aren't
ridiculous.
10 myths about rose wine. Okay. So mind you, this is videos 4 minutes to 20 minutes sorted by upload date. Actually, is it sorted by upload date? Let's see if I can remember where I'm my placeholder. Oh, it's sorted by view count. Okay, that's important to note. Okay, scrolling top 10 myths. Rose wine in Tamil. Scrolling. What do we see? Anything pop out? Byzantine rose wine. What is this?
Welcome to Historical Recipes. I'm going to do something completely different today. In fact, not only today, because it's a long...
Oh. Down pack for using plastic.
Kept on until now. So shake and wait another month. Now, usually it would be okay to keep it in a cool place, put it in the cellar or somewhere if you have one. But as we have a terrible heat at the moment, I'm going to keep it in the fridge. Now let's do the test. How is it?
Smells good. Smells roses.
Okay, we would have given them a nod if not for the use of plastic. So we'll skip for that for now and just keep on going. Scrolling. Ah, but it was such a novel concept, like Byzantine. I mean, people do that, right? Ah, we'll give it to them. Yeah, the Byzantine rose wine. See, that was such a novel concept. People do Black Girl Magic rose wine. People do such unique and interesting, especially when it comes to YouTube videos. We're about halfway through scrolling. About halfway through right here in terms of the scroll bar. And we're scrolling quicker now. But this is by view count. So we're at 2,300 views. We haven't even got to the heavy hitters yet. Oh, hey, let's add from Wine Library TV. Rosé Wine. Wine Library 2009 dry rose testing from Gary V. Scrolling. What else do we see? Wine review. Mateus Original Rose.
Hello there. Today I wanted to take a look at what is Portugal's biggest selling table wine, Mateus Rosé, classic and very easily identifiable
Wine Voices. I like the channel name, so I'm gonna give him a nod. Let's keep it moving. Whoa. So as we scroll, we're going to be scrolling into comments, scrolling into views. So this might be a barometer for quality as well, in terms of how the YouTube is art of decoupling.
I continue this process all over the bottle until I'm satisfied with the design. I stop now and then.
Wine bottle decor. Okay, that's interesting. We'll ship it. Okay, going on a search journey on YouTube. Guns N' Roses. Wine bottle incident.
Welcome to the Weekend Rock. It was the kind of police bust the mainstream media love. Hard rock superstar arrested for beating woman with wine bottle.
Oh, nah.
Guns N' Roses singer Axl Rose, who was arrested at his Los Angeles
Okay, a little bit of domestic violence with a rose wine bottle. Okay, oh, this was the one we added to our video the first time. Oh, and it was only at 3.6K views. The Rose Wine Quiz. Snoop Dogg, 19 Crimes, Rose Wine. What is this? What in the heck? We haven't figured out where we're at with cursing on the channel. If it does something with monetization. Is this friendly? ... Hey yo, what is this? Rose Wine Burgundy Pasted Thins and Reforms. Okay, interesting. Okay, we might go to take a break. Let's click in through here. And let's scroll down from over 20 minutes, video, upload date. And we're scrolling down from here. So we're going to take a break. And if you see anything you like, let me know. Okay, so we ended up scrolling all the way to the bottom, and we made it to Rosé Wine. Let's double back here. Okay, so where are we at in our Hypergraph search journey? Let's take a look at our playlist. So far, our playlist is at 25 videos. 25 videos. And we're scrolling and we're searching and we're scrolling and we're searching and we're saying, what have we found so far? So we'll do about an hour more. And we're dipping into Rosé Renaissance. Okay, so what was this? This was 20 minutes or more by date uploaded. Okay, so we're going back really into the olden days. 2 guys and a lot of wine. The All Rosé Wine Show.
You're watching West Hartford Community Television.
You're watching West Hartford Community Television.
Keep you here anyways, just to liquor you up. So,
Thank you very much.
but a bit heavy on the bouquet. You're sitting on your back deck. You're sitting outside somewhere. You got to go for rosé. It's more refreshing to me than sometimes a Chardonnay or a Sauvignon Blanc, even a Pinot Grigio. It looks pretty. You know, it's beautiful in the glass. And if you get the right one, it's really going to complement. I mean, what do you like to eat? I know you eat a lot of places here in town. What do you eat?
Yeah, I mean, specifically, I mean, you know, we hit the Adlers, Darlene and I. We hit all the places. I mean, the Max places, the downscale, the upscale. I think what's great about different wines. My wife likes Prosecco, and she's big.
Which I would strongly recommend you trying.
Okay, so we ended up adding this video to a playlist, our playlist, Rose Wine, a Hypergraph search journey, and we started with No Sediment, a beginner's guide to rose wine, and sorted through some shorts, and then we made it and we escalated it to some early entry wine entries. And then we were stumbling into, after about 25 videos, that we're going to dip into not heavy hitters, but the ancients. So let's check out the ancients right now and see if we can catch any interesting, unique, or good podcasts and figure out how to describe our search navigation process in terms of, as an aggregator, you might say, how do you actually deal with content from a video that's 55 minutes long and you're simply casually stumbling upon it to figure out whether it matches your criteria that you're looking for. In this way, I can try to jump around and showcase, hey, what do we do on this search journey? Okay, so let's
introduce us to these themes.
Sure. You know, early on, it started the major issues.
Can you hear me, Jennifer?
I can hear you just fine.
Okay, great. Nice to have you here. Listen, I love anybody who would put a picture of Jimi Hendrix swinging from a bottle of Matus in their book. You are my kind of gal.
Okay.
Laughing my head off
So something with this made me not want to introduce it. So we're going to keep on going. Tasting rosé. Okay, scrolling. Winemaker talks rosé and Kerspirol.
Well, welcome to the Keepersol Texas podcast.
Keepersol.
I have the pleasure today to talk with Michael McClendon, who's winemaker here at Keepersol, and I just want to...
Yeah, yeah. So it's a continuation in the same style, and I think that kind of goes back into talking about the lifestyle of wine production on an estate, being estate grown and produced.
Sold.
You know, we kind of had a little bit of foresight and said, man, you know what? What if we really want to take that Malbec and we want to put it up into our red blends, or we really can't?
So they're talking about deep into wine. So now I want something popping. I want something that sparks, okay, something trending. We're going to change it to most popular next. Scrolling. We're at 1 year ago, 9 days ago, 4.4. Stella rose wine, acid-free rose wine. These are some of our checks. Priscilla Brut, rose, introduce. Okay, we had some search terms. Moët Chandon. Okay. Let's just search for the most viewed. Introducing Brut Prosecco.
Hi, it's Chris Cree again, here to talk about a brand new wine for us, and a brand new wine for the world.
Okay. So this was trending. But next we're going to go to the next one, which was Moët Chandon Ice Imperial Rosé. Sorted by view count. How to pronounce Moët Chandon and why.
What is up, guys? Joe Mikkel here of Social Vignerons, back with another wine video. This is how to pronounce Moët and Chandon, and more importantly,
and Chandon.
You shouldn't pronounce it any other way.
Moët.
There is an eternal debate on whether you should pronounce Moët and Chandon or Moët and Chandon. So let's clear things
Moët
up
and
once
Chandon.
and for all.
Moët and Chandon.
It is true that in French, if you follow the rule by the letter, you should pronounce Moët, because
Moët.
the T at the end of a word like this, what is normally silent and not pronounced. There is even a French chef based in Sydney, Australia, Manu Ferdil, who argues online the following.
It's Moët et Chandon, but if you put the two together, it's Moët et Chandon.
Moët et Chandon.
It's pronounced if you put the two names together. Perfect.
This is
Moët
actually incorrect.
Chandon.
The simple answer is that Claude Moët, the founder of Moët and Chandon, was of Dutch origin. And in Dutch, you wouldn't pronounce Moët, but Moët. And for names of people, for proper names, you would adopt their pronunciation, not the pronunciation that is grammatically correct. Claude Moët would say, Moët, my name is Moët.
Okay, so we're dipping into, this is getting really complicated, complex. I do think that I'm going to add that to the recipe list, but we're going to scroll through to see just what people are getting into when they search for Moët Chandon Ice Imperial Rosé. Moët. This was from a search journey, so I'm just going to throw it in. Interesting. So we're going to continue scrolling. Moët and Chandon Ice Imperial Pink Champagne. lot for us, but yeah, let's just throw this in there.
Is Moet.
But it's not really pink or rosé, is it? Imperial rosé. Okay, it is. It is. Okay.
Is Moet. Is Moet.
Is Moet.
And Chandon. Then yes, there might be a debate on whether you should say Moet and Chandon, or the French way, Moet et Chandon, et being French for and. And obviously this is up to you. If you want to say it the real French way, you would normally say Moet et Chandon. But if you want to say it in English, you can easily, and you are... What is up, guys? Julie Maker here of Social Vineyards, back with a new wine video. This is the 8th episode of Tasting with Julie.
Okay, so we added this one. So Moet en Chandon. Moet en Chandon. Imperial Rosé. Not what we were looking for, but it's close enough. Okay, so we're gonna scroll back to here. Where were we at? Okay, so drinking rosé and answering your questions about love, sex, and advice from Lindsay Hughes. Let's check it out.
Similar interests. I met my current partner on the way to a music festival.
How to end a
Honestly, I think
friendship.
having the awkward conversation is the
Okay, so the wine is taking center, a back seat to the content. Rosé wine.
Barry, what's up? Did you know Kai Cenat wasn't alive for 9/11?
Okay, don't mind me dealing with some YouTube issues on my end. Okay, so we're still scrolling through this, and let's continue forth. Okay, so what do we see? Road to Wine Expert. So we're checking it out, and where are we at with our playlist? Around 30 videos so far. Moet de Chandon. Moet de Chandon. Rosé Garcia. Where are we at with this? Emily Rose Garcia freestyle. Okay, they were serious. They were serious. It was a young freestyle provided by DistroKid. Okay, they're going Flacco 385K. Flacco 385K. Emily Rose Garcia freestyle. Okay. Rosé Garcia Condemned. The bottle of rosé. Okay, so this is not the search term I was looking for. Let's search by view count. Rosé Garcia. Let's see if we find any interesting search journeys, as this is a splinter fractal from our main content digest. Yeah, let's burn this and let's go to the next. Rosé Garcia, Rosé Kylie Mignon. We already added this one. Liliette Rosé is our latest one. How to choose, how to search this. Let's do most popular. And let's put it in quotes.
Judging chairman for Ultimate Spirits Challenge.
Ultimate Spirits Challenge. What is this?
Ultimate Spirits Challenge is the world's most trusted spirits competition. At this year's challenge, 18 world-class spirits authors, consultants, and educators evaluated nearly 600 international entries using our unique multi-stage format. I'm here at the Stockade Tavern in Kingston, New York, to talk with you about this year's Chairman's Trophy winners. As chosen by the USC judges, the Chairman's Trophy winners are the highest rated spirits in each category, and they are truly the world's best of the best spirits. The winner of the 2011 Chairman's Trophy for Aperitif is Lillet Rosé. Lillet Rosé impressed the judging panels with its fresh floral aroma and its dry, fruity flavors.
Okay.
I'll serve this new classic all summer long, chilled in a wine glass and garnished with a strawberry, or on the rocks.
See, that would have helped to do a half moon Fibonacci retracement. But that's good. I like that. So that's going to bring that to an end for that as well. Liliette Rosé. Okay, so now we can vary our search terms. What is rose wine? What is rose wine? What is rosé? Everything you need to know about the pink drink.
In this video, we're going to talk about what rosé is and how it's made, what grapes are used, and what flavors it usually has. Here we go.
Okay, just for the sake of it, we're just jumping in and we're going to start by swinging. Guide to buying rosé wine.
So let's start with the most basic question. What is a rosé wine? A rosé wine is simply just a wine that's made out of red grapes when they ferment. And they
Sold. Okay, so let's keep on going, see if we can find an interesting title or thumbnail that stands out. No, this one was not it. Let's explore. This was the many hues caught my attention.
Hey, what's up? It's Madeline Paquette, and this is winefolly.com, where we learn by drinking. Do you see this stuff in my glass right now? Is there anything more undeniably awesome than the color of rosé wine? I remember getting into rosé wine.
Okay, we're gonna add that. Check. Okay, learn about rosé wines from a sommelier. If it was not 2 minutes, I would have added that video. But always, if you see a video that you're interested in and that you would watch, definitely click into it and copy or what I would do if I saw a title and a thumbnail of a video that I watched or wanted to watch that wasn't in the playlist that we were creating, I would remember the title and then I would try to copy and paste that title into the search term in order to find it. So if you leave a comment or some type of entry to let us know, then we might include that going forward. Okay. So now we're scrolling back through ancient YouTube. Well, it's not really too ancient. At the bottom, that was super ancient. That was 11 years ago, which isn't really that ancient, but in YouTube times it is. And then we're scrolling forward from here back to reaching 5 years ago. And these are all the podcasts that are in what people think of as YouTube purgatory, within the algorithm, but not really being activated by search. As an aggregator, we can go through and re-jog some of this stuff in terms of its last contact with an organic traffic search. What's this?
So maybe 40-45 people in total during the hour.
This podcast too.
Talking which, shops are the ones that had to shut, and supermarkets on.
From Justin, and of course you can join him.
Thing we need to do. Okay, well, Peter, do send me a draft, and we'll incorporate it into a.
Be getting your wines shipped right now or around this time. But you said that France is in. You make your wine in France, in the beautiful part of France, Roussillon, which ordinarily is absolutely wonderful and hugely enviable. You said that France is in lockdown.
Rosé
so are you going to struggle to get the wines from France to the UK?
Well, Pete, that's a very good question. And right now, I don't have the complete answer to how we're going to solve this problem. But I do know we've got a couple of problems. One of which is we had ordered almost all of our dry goods. That's the materials you require to bottle a wine, so the corks, the capsules, the labels, the cartons in which you put them. We've had all of those delivered except
Interesting.
cartons, which were unfortunately
We bounced out of rosé into something more abstract.
essential enough to print our cartons for us. So we've got a problem.
Facts and myths about rosé wine.
Hi guys, Wine Tour here, and today I'm going to talk about the biggest misconceptions about rosé wine.
So what are we getting from this? What is this playlist giving so far? So far this playlist is giving entry level. I want to go back to people on the ground. But before that, we have to hit these heavy hitters. So we're scrolling through, we're looking for heavy hitters. Here's what we'll do. We'll copy and paste this over. And then we'll change these sort filters to view count so we can see the heavy hitters from Rosé Wine. The best rosé wines in the world. You need to visit Provenance, France. Ooh. Disastrous. Oh, this is the Meghan Markle thing. Scrolling. Our wine tasting experience. Wine, because adulting is hard. This is an interesting one. I saw this beforehand, and I thought I might add it just because. Champagne, persimmon, wine text TV. How to find your favorite wine. Digital Hofstetters. Okay, so this is still over 20 minutes. Making rosé winemaking and some Pinot. Scrolling. A hooray for rosé. 2 guys and a lot of wine. Interesting. What's this?
This is going to make blackcurrant wine with red wine yeast, and I've got a kilo of blackcurrants here, This is going to make blackcurrant wine with white wine yeast.
Sold. I like the winemaking videos. Mateus. But I also want some TikTok trends. TikTok wine trends. We're going to have to choose TikTok and wine. Just making sure I'm keeping track of my tabs.
Is it rose or rosé? Pink wine. Let me break it down.
That's what I'm talking about.
Is it rose or rosé? Sometimes for a few hours, sometimes for days. It's then removed and continues to ferment. The longer the skin was in.
Okay, that's what we're talking about. Rosé wine, baby. Let's keep on going. So we're looking at this because we're trying to get a sample set of what YouTube is offering in terms of rosé wine as a hypergraph search journey. What is the full breadth of YouTube that we can compress from the widest length into the narrowest package that still represents a part to a whole in terms of a hypergraph reference? And so that's why we started off by comparing and contrasting rosé to rosé wine to rose wine, and trying to figure out, well, what are these different search terms that people are using in terms of rose wine. Okay, here. Oh, what's one that's popping off? Rose wine glass. Rose wine glass. Could choose that. This is TikTok and rose wine. What are your favorite food pairings? Okay, doing a little bit of food pairings. Okay, what else do we have here? Scrolling.
That looks ugly. Oh well, we move.
Sold. The Daily Wine. Talking rosé wine. Try not to laugh TikTok challenge. I'm looking for more TikTok elements with people giving their impressions.
That's two.
Scrolling. Ah, Tipsy Bartender. Repost. Rosé season. What are we seeing? What do we like? What are we seeing?
Time to see which one's better between the Stella Rose Black and that Salt of the Earth. Those are 5%. Those are 7.5%. Stella Rose. Salt of the Earth.
Sold. Yeah, I'm liking adding the shorts. I'm liking to do the wine testing. Savory.
Cheers.
He got the saber down. All right. Testing. People are testing wines.
Pairing fast food with Walmart wine with a professional wine person.
What's up?
All right, we got our Mac Attack. What are we pairing with this thing?
We got an iconic sandwich. We gotta go with the iconic wine. We're going with the Snoop Dogg Red.
Why are we doing red?
It's so rich. You need some tannin and some big, bold wine to cut through all of it.
100%.
This is gonna be a contrast. We got fried chicken nuggets. We're gonna go something crisp, bubbly, and refreshing with the Barefoot Bubbly.
Why?
Okay, interesting. Delicious. Okay, so we're still going on our search journey. And I'm losing track of where we're at. We're still searching through... Do I go up or do I go down? Oh, I was going down. Apple cider, wine, break. Scrolling. If there's anything interesting. I keep on trying to focus my attire on Rosé Wine. Trying Black Girl Magic Wine.
Welcome back to my channel. We're going to do a very, very quick review on Black Girl Magic Rose and Yes Wave Rose. Let's see which one tastes the best. And make sure you like... I wouldn't. They're basically the same wine. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys later.
So these are on the ground impressions.
Maybe once the channel blows up. Picking wine for Thanksgiving is tough because you're going to have a lot of dishes with tons of flavors and a lot of people over that have varying palates.
Interesting. Okay, so I'm bouncing out of this into back to the 4. How to grow red basil.
अस्सलामुअलैकुम जी, वेलकम करता हूँ आपको मुर्तज़ा गार्डन चैनल नजर आ रही है.
Foreign language content. Sometimes they auto dub it. Scrolling up. MBA and wines. This is 4 minutes to 20 minutes sorted by view count. MBA and wines.
Hi guys, tomorrow if you're working for an alcohol company does not mean you are drinking alcohol. Place you'll find white wine and the red wine. Rosé is not commonly available. ताकि इसको assume करो कि red wine है.
Okay. We're gonna scroll up until we find something that catches our eye. Scrolling really fast now. Wait. Whispering. I saw the Acker.
In 2006, when, after 6 years searching the area,
No. Scroll. Wait. ASMR mukbang pink food, but it's not really rosé focused.
Hello दोस्तों.
Scrolling. Did I already add
In this video,
Yeah, we already added this one. Italian rose wine, how to make it at home.
Hello guys, today we make rosé wine after the intro.
Okay, so since we already, let's go back to the podcasts and see if we can add some interesting podcasts. Urban Wine Club.
Not only in Provence, but on the rosé world. The rosé is actually a very interesting wine because you have a huge panel of different tastes. You can have a lot of different tastes in rosé. It depends by from where it's from, and it depends the grape, the blend. Provence, the wine producers in Provence, they are trying to follow this line of the dry and light rosé, but you can find some, even in Provence, you have some rosés, from Bandol, the Bandol rosés that are made from.
Welcome everybody. So
I like just on the sheer strength of this one. Okay, this is gonna be our thumbnail. If we can clip it. Thumbnail. Okay, so this is the thumbnail for Rosé Wine. Okay, jumping back in.
Smell red fruit, you can go and see, is it pomegranate, strawberry, raspberry, what am I smelling? Citrus, it just helps you to identify those flavors in the wine. So for this wine, I get quite a lot of, and Annie mentioned it, and that's why it's jumping to my mind, is that cotton candy, but it's also got nice strawberry notes.
Calculations this morning, because obviously it is a concern. You guys
to enjoy the wine, to look good in the cold sets in, before disease sets in, and then we've moved on Benguela Co from insecticides specifically.
Okay, so they're talking about how they harvest at the place where they're working at.
So there's no reason for people still
over it. And then to finish it off, we just have some fresh basil, which we're just going to pop on.
This was from 2020.
Flowers. There's some flowers as well, just to add a little bit
Oh,
of colour
wow,
to
okay.
the spring theme.
April 28th, 2020, from Leonard's Lakes and Gardens.
Okay.
Rosé wine tasting and food pairing. Ooh.
Easy, simple.
Does it look delicious?
And it looks very appetizing.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoy it. Jon, back to you.
Yeah, it sure does look amazing. I like how you paired the color of the wine to the food as well.
That's delicious.
Knows the Leonard's Lee.
Okay, so if you've enjoyed this video, this will be in the playlist.
And left to right, so it's really not big, but extremely diverse. So for every 30 miles you go, you're in a totally.
So we're gonna switch this up and change it from manual to date added newest.
These different regions.
That way this is at the top.
All different wines coming from these different regions, just because of the impact that the
Oh, and I love this graphic as well. Wine growing areas of South Africa.
This term last week, which is terroir, which is just a collective of all these.
Yeah, they have some nice graphics.
Influence a wine. So
yeah, this might be the most comprehensive of the podcast versions. But again, I would want to. We're going on a search journey, so we're not gonna. This video specifically isn't for just jumping into videos themselves and watching them through. This is a hypergraph search journey. So we're taking a search term as wide as it is, starting from rosé to rosé wine to rose wine, and asking ourselves, based on how people are interacting with these search terms, not just in the past 7 days, but over a large time span, asking ourselves, what does that say about the search journey on YouTube in terms of understanding how are people thinking about this item, this concept, this heuristic, and what does it look like when it shows up in YouTube as a search journey. So again, at the beginning we started, this is part 2 because we had some technical malfunctions. We started by going into different regions and scrolling through different countries and winding up seeing some of their related queries, especially in terms of their breakout. Oh, okay. Moscato, Prosecco, Rose Prosecco, Whispering Angel. Whispering Angel has been highlighted recently. But yeah, this is the longest time range from January 1st, 2020, January 1st, 2004 to 2008, 2025. So it seems, yeah, where's the 2020 buff? Is there a 2020 rosé buff? 2020 rosé buff. Okay. But then it kind of fizzled out, COVID era down. Okay, so yeah, we went on that journey, and then we dipped into making sure we were going to tackle, in terms of our search journey, we started off with under 4 minutes, and now we're at 4 minutes to 20 minutes, and we changed it up in terms of relevance, upload date, and view count. So where we're at now is we're scrolling through some of these podcasts from, let me mark my save space, and this is video over 20 minutes and sorted by upload date. So in so doing that, we're getting a real ancient look at classic YouTube by sorting by upload date and starting at the bottom. And since it's over 20 minutes, we're getting into podcast territory as opposed to shorts. So that's the real pivot point. But we haven't figured out that difference between under 4 minutes. Under 4 minutes, that's the shorts, and over 20 minutes is the podcast range. But what we're really looking for is to determine that differentiation between 4 and 20 minutes, which is, it's like a soft spot for YouTube in terms of, hey, like, what is it an explainer video? Is it just classic YouTube? So that's kind of this amorphous middle ground that we've been dabbling in. Okay, scrolling back, scrolling, just waiting for something to catch my eye. And let me know in the comments dash channel if you've seen a video that I didn't add to a playlist. Leave a comment and it could possibly be added to a playlist. Okay, so what is this? Wine.com presents Hampton Water. Okay, scroll, wine tasting. I like this. So how many episodes did we add for wine tasting? I think we added a lot of content where people, this was mostly shorts though. It was mostly shorts doing the wine tasting. Let's talk rosé. Only 5 views. Wow. It's nice when we can jump back into the archives. Whoa. Only 360p. Still hanging out. What's the audio situation like? Oh, at first I didn't know if the image was a seat, like it was the person was sitting with them, versus if it was just on the bottle. So it looks like the image is on the bottle instead of the seat behind them. But could be the same thing in terms of maybe he used to be a part of the podcast.
Did you think that
but not very good content in terms of the quality, sadly. Knowledge of wine. Is this a high school project?
Today I'm going to present about the wine and beverage knowledge. So first of all, going to the content page. The content page I'm separated into two parts. So the part one is going to be of Jordan Valley in Israel and Cabernet Sauvignon from Australia.
Okay.
The wine.
Getting to some rosé. Pairing foods. That's what I want to search more for. The pairings of foods. That's what I'm liking right now. What type of food pairings can we get?
Hello everybody, welcome to Lee Wine TV. Hello everybody, welcome to Lee Wine TV.
Okay, I like this production.
You're doing, you have two, this is the same grape, and the colors
Elite Wine
need some
TV.
modernization. What? Tastes just fine. Now, if you had this, if I had the 18 of this, or even if the 19 was out yet, it would definitely taste fresher. There's definitely an aged quality to this.
Okay, interesting, interesting. The Great Aged Rosé Shootout. We're gonna throw that in. Okay, scrolling. Tuesday night wine chat. For some reason, this spoke to me.
So thank you everybody for joining us. I'll start again from the top now.
So for example, Cremant de Bourgogne is going to be Chardonnay, Pinot Noir. So rush out and buy that one. The other one that I buy from Waitrose is Chateau de Crusoe. That's quite often on.
Very clinical, very clinical. Rosé, winemaking, and some pinot. Oh, winemaking, they get plus.
Hi, great to see you.
We're not on yet.
And so part of that might be a little bit of experimentation, you know, in terms of like, you know, look at the vintage, you know, of a wine, because you might even be able to buy wine, you know, from a retailer like Wine Access, where we're offering what we call library vintages from a winery, meaning they
Library
no longer
vintages.
there. So you can try like an older wine and see if you like that. If you don't, you know, look for a vintage that's, you know, more recent. So even though 2016, you know, that is a couple years ago, but for a wine that's actually, for a red wine, a well-made red wine, that's actually on the, you know, more youthful side.
That's young. That's definitely young. As opposed to this, where we're drinking wine that was made last year. So.
Yeah, and they're not, you know, in this style of wine, they're not intending it to have to age. You know, a beautiful fresh rosé, you should be able to open the most recent vintage, and it should be ready to go. There are some, like, you know, there are some exceptions. Again, like everything with wine, it depends. So some wineries are making rosés that they intend to age, or that they've even aged for you. But
Okay, so this seems like it's a selling one, which is okay, but it's not fitting in the aesthetic that we're trying to build out for the end of our search journey. We have about 5 more, what is this? 8 more videos to go, and we're trying to find some heavy hitters now. Heavy hitters, view count 4 to 20 minutes. View count, yep. Master the drinks. Best rosé wine from Cell Tracker.
This was 91.5, but I think it's a little bit less good than that. I mean, it's a great champagne, but it's not a 90.
We're not gonna add that. Rose wine time lapse. The many hues of rose wine. Okay, wait. Bottle service.
We are living in the era of rosé. You see rosé everywhere. You see rosé hashtags, rosé all day, rosé this, rosé that. Here are 10 things that you may not know about rosé, but are actually kind of cool.
Okay, sold. He knows wine.
which is exactly what it isn't. There are red grapes out there. There are white grapes out there. I don't run across pink grapes very often. That's because they don't exist. Rosé is not made out of pink grapes. It's made out of red grapes. There was a time in America and out in California when white wine was really in such demand that the wine growers couldn't keep up, and they didn't have enough white grapes to make enough white wine.
Okay, sold. It's given history.
And that means this wine comes in at 10.3%.
Scrolling. Looking for something that pops. Something that says Rosé Wine. Or something in between.
Around one wine style with a top end. Searching. Let's go back to the classics. Yeah, because we're not going to make it if we keep on scrolling. But I want some skits. Like, I want people jumping around with rosé, like, yo, this is the rosé, blah 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 blah. Lighthouse Collection.
Welcome to Napoleon's Countdown to Christmas. Today's holiday wine is the Rosé Chardonnay from France. It's a beautiful classic style of Chardonnay.
Okay, about 15 minutes more.
On the nose, there's some white flowers, a bit of citrus.
Let's get some exercising.
You'll love it enough.
Okay. We're scrolling through. Did we scroll through everything?
That's it.
We already added that. Rosé wine.
This one is different because this is a Sauvignon Blanc Rosé. This is a 20.
Okay, we're gonna add these.
What your favorite wine says about you, part 4. Rich auntie, every time you see your nieces and nephews, you slide them $100. Whatever you're going through, I really hope you get through it because you obviously don't care about your liver. You're a know-it-all. Veteran brunch girl, I stand. What your favorite wine says about you, part 4.
Let's check out the channel. Apparently they're a chef. They chef. Interesting. Okay. But it's still not giving rosé wine recommendations.
If you love peaches, honeydew, or passion fruit, then your wine is Sauvignon Blanc. It's dry, crisp, and refreshing, and it pairs well with cheeses, sushi, and oysters. I would recommend Grey Whack 2020 from New Zealand. It's $25, but well worth it.
Trying Whispering Angel. Scrolling. Wait.
In the middle of Easter Sunday fun day, and I find this out. Here's something I didn't know before I was in my 30s. Rosé is not red wine and white wine mixed. Is rosé wine red and white mixed together? Rosé is often assumed to be a blend of white and red wine.
Now that's what I'm talking about. That's the type of content that's novel and yet still speaks to the main topic. So where are we at with this? We're saying we're looking for rosé wine, but we're also trying to figure out where in the hypergraph can we find different elements that speaks to how someone might be able to niche down from something as macro and as wide as rosé, and then itemizing that into something more specific. So this was an interesting one, as they say, rosé wine is not a mix, but we're looking for that in terms of the TikTok lens, where we can provide people giving like outlets. Kylie Mignon, I think where we've
Do you only drink light pink rosé? If so, you're missing out, because that's just one flavor profile. Thanks to longer grape skin contact and fermentation, these darker rosés are often more complex. Also,
Okay, guys, let's talk about Tavel Rosé. Can we just take a second and admire this dark?
Tavel Rosé. Okay, sold. Okay, so we're moving back in our last time. We're jumping into 10 things you didn't know about rosé. Sold. Let me see if we see anything that stands out. Glassware demystified. What is this?
Welcome everyone to one of our favorite days of the week, Wine Wednesday. And we have spent a lot.
So this is the very famous Austrian glass producer, Riedel. And it is, at least the Riedels pronounce it Riedel. So I'm going to pronounce it Riedel too. Now, I used to think that this was hooey. The Riedel family have been producing fine crystal glassware since the 1700s. But in the 1900s, Klaus Riedel had the idea of making wine glass specific to each wine. I thought it was a bunch of hooey until I had the opportunity of tasting with George Riedel, the 9th generation of Riedels, private tasting with George, private tasting with Max, the 10th generation, and then a group tasting. There's no empirical evidence that the shape of the glass affects the flavor, but I've done these tastings and I find them remarkable. So if you want to spend a lot of money, I mean, these are maybe $80, $100 a stem. They make me nervous because they're too thin. I mean, I washed this today by hand and I was a nervous wreck. So I don't like these. Christine, why don't you show your beautiful glass? Christine has a Pinot Noir glass.
Okay, so we're talking about glassware demystified. This is dipping into my bailiwick because we like to give a sense of a sampling of just what type of wines are going in. I was just talking about different types of wines. So we started off with specific types of wines, but then we elevated it into not just wine tastings and wine pairings. Oh, I'm losing the thread. Wine. Okay, so we have about 8 minutes left in our entry. And so we're just going to recap on the rest of this playlist for now. And I think we're going to wrap this up. So let's go double back for TikTok and Rosé Wine, Rosé Wine, and yeah, that different search term, rose versus rosé. And searching it. Wine and pairings, rosé pairings.
South of France.
Grenache and Sanso, and are vinified to be lighter, crisper, and more refreshing. So these pair very well with lighter fare like oysters.
Okay, so we have an interesting addition to the YouTube Hypergraph. We're searching for wine, and we're finding different things with rose wine plus pairings. So at the end here, I'm just bulking up on rosé wine pairings to see what attracts the food as a staple. Delicious, delicious. Hello, people in the chat. This is a part 2 of our search journey. Okay, so we're scrolling and we're just about finished with this. Let's refresh. Okay, so for the last 5 minutes, let's take a look at the playlist itself. Sort by most popular. This is sorted by most popular. Yeah, it's been a long search journey. Over 2 hours. 2 hours and 40 minutes if you count the original video. This is part 2. So we're capturing the playlist as well. This is sorted by most popular. This is going to be a dynamic playlist. And let's change to date published oldest. Scrolling through, and I might leave this on at the end in slow motion just to have it play out while I go grab some stuff. So this is date published oldest. So now you get to take a YouTube search journey through the hypergraph as things were published. So that was going from the oldest to the newest. Okay, so we just finished scrolling to this was the most recent video. Let's taste Prisoner Syndrome Rosé. And let's scroll back up. This is the provenance of the playlist itself, sorted by date added oldest. So this is how I structured the video chronologically based on my own intent. And I'll let that scroll. I'll be right back. Or better yet, check out the YouTube. Okay, so we're going to be driving traffic here to the left, and we're talking about Rosé Wine, a hypergraph search journey. This was the playlist as originally constructed. Here, let me turn off my camera. This is date published oldest. Date published oldest. Okay, so if you've enjoyed this entry, this has been a YouTube Hypergraph search journey for Rosé Wine. If you've enjoyed this video, then add it to a playlist near you and enjoy. So what am I saying specifically? This was, first we started by jumping into Google Trends to search for rosé wine, and rose wine. And this is what we got for the United States historically from 2004 to the present. And then we took that difference to try to understand how to best position ourselves to search. And we included rose wine, excuse me, rose wine, rosé wine, rose wine, rosé wine, and just rosé itself. So now I'm dipping into to double back for closing this out. So I think we've done well in terms of finishing this up. Next, I'm changing it to date published oldest or date published newest. So this is going to be a dynamic playlist sorted by date published newest. And that's where we're going to leave things off. If you've enjoyed this video, then add it to a playlist. Otherwise, join us on our next YouTube Hypergraph search journey. Thank you.